Have you ever connected with the spider goddess, also known as Spider Woman in Native American traditions? Well, I don't connect with her very often, but when I do, it's really intense. And she came through with a very powerful message all of us need to hear right now. In this video, I'll briefly explain how she works with us as a spirit guide, and I will share her message about how to stay in our sovereignty and power during this chaotic time of spiritual warfare and accelerated ascension. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rachel Sawani, an intuitive coach and spiritual medium. I'm excited for you to be here today because this is one of the most powerful messages I've received in a while from Spirit, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So, we're talking about Spider Woman or Spider Goddess, and she has different faces and names as an archetypal guide in different cultures. But I'm familiar with her energy from this deck, Goddess Power by Colette Baron Reed. And so I'll just show you her card, her picture from this deck to get familiar with her energy. She's all about co-creation, and that's what the card says. And she's all about helping to teach us how to weave our web of creation and our life force energy to really truly manifest what we desire. She's also about revealing illusion and helping us to stay in our power and to confront our truth or embody our truth by confronting our fears head on. So I was surprised to connect with Spider Goddess because I was already talking to Mother Mary, and then her energy came through kind of out of the blue and unexpected. But Mother Mary was reminding me that Spider Goddess woman is a crone energy. She's a divine feminine grandmother energy. So she's connected to Grandmother Anna as well. And I could see Grandmother Anna in the background while I was connecting to her. And so both Grandmother Anna and Spider Goddess Woman are part of the cosmic grandmothers. So, anyways, that's a side note, but I have to check my notes. I have to look at my notes to read her message because she basically just started telling me that she wants to do a video with me, that she wants me to share this message with the collective. And Mother Mary was also telling me that Spider Goddess is a really important and powerful archetype to work with at this time, for feminine power at this time of co-creation and recreation of the old to the new, bridging all gaps in between with the power of the divine matrix Spider Queen technology. So she started by saying, "We are all here as protectors of the web of creation. The organic or divine matrix is coming online in all. So all are the spider goddess women who are activating their own webs of creation that connect into the divine architecture of the higher ascension paths and timelines for all to rise. Forward progress must be made on the battlefields of life, and tests and challenges must be had to ensure that life knows how to procreate when destruction in the fate of full collapse of the old is imminent. We must work together and weave the web of life or reweave the web of life through all of the earth grid systems at this time. It is done. In the history of it all and the her story of it all, it is done and has been written." So she's basically saying and showing me right through this message that the old is collapsing. It's imminent. It's part of the fate. It's been written already that this is going to happen. It's not a question of will it, it's a question of how and when. And so the potency of the message was really in her wanting us to acknowledge that by starting to create now our new earth. Now is the time. And so she brought in also Los Lobos or Lobos. I might be saying that wrong, but I wrote it down as Lobos, but who is a uh, another ancient native guide that works with skeletons. She works with wolves and she works with skeletons and she basically brings she works with bones. She's a bone collector and she collects bones and then she brings them puts them back into form and brings that energy or being back to life. And I've worked with her energy before, and she's come through a lot in other channelings I've done, especially when it comes to grid work. So I'll probably be sharing a separate video on her soon. But Spider Goddess was referring to her in the next part of this message. She says, like Los Lobos represents, all of our bones will be recollected and returned to our original organic DNA blueprint structures. It is done, and it is written in the book of all time. We are not questioning the fate. We are living gods and goddesses, experiencing our greatest destiny of all time in human form. We are experiencing this now and have the power to take action on it in any direction we wish or will to go. As a power or conglomerate, as a powerful conglomerate of collective energy, we can raise the human mass consciousness to one that is of evolutionary status in no time or 0 point energy within the fields of our own consciousness. It is done. We all have the capacity to weave our webs together and unite as one, as nature does with all the plants and animals and ecosystems. We are essentially just creating our own new ecosystem. That's what we call New Earth, a new ecosystem for the Christed or Christ consciousness ones, where we can all live in peace and harmony under one law, natural law, one government, that being the god and goddesses that lives, that being the government of the god and goddess that lives within, that knows the righteous path. We don't have to hammer and nail to fix the old path. We don't have to hammer a nail. Sorry, I rewrote that. It really says we don't have to hammer a nail to fix the old path. We have to hammer a nail to rebuild the new one. Where all souls become one, where all souls become one is more like saying, okay, so she was saying, where all souls become one, that's what we're building. And what that means becoming one, because a lot of people will think, oh, what does that mean? We just merge into the same being, we just become the same being. And it's not like that at all. What it means is more like saying where all souls can truly live in equal form with no hierarchy structure to subjugate them to man-made laws and rules and limitations. Because unconditional love cannot exist with a limitation. And that's a teaching that comes from someone that I've been watching a lot of videos of. His name is Darius J. Wright, and he says that a lot, and it was in my mind, so she used that there. Um, okay, lost my place. One second. Therefore, any man-made written documents like the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, for example, laws this country was written under are not, as Jesus taught, subjugate to God's laws, and therefore, long term speaking, don't hold up in a court of God's law. These limitations eventually run their course, and they run out of time and they dissolve through the new contracts that humans basically create through their own compassion and heart centered truth of knowing what God's laws authentically are and choosing them in mass. That's what's happening right now. And it's a slow and steady progress or process. But it's definitely accelerating, and we're all feeling this roller coaster ride. Not any one person can say they are not feeling some shifts and earthquake tremors going on within their field right now. That of the waking up movement, the rising of Christ consciousness movement. It's spreading through Earth organically and naturally. And she gave me the song Policy of Truth as part of a greater message, which is a song by Depeche Mode. So I have a note on that. And then I have another note that was from a separate conversation. So this was the first conversation. And then I had another message that she shared um, a different time that's also on my notes um, related to that song as well. So let me just share. This was a quick one, but she's talking about essentially how we need to um, kind of look at things within our own lives. She was showing me that whether we view ourselves like this or not, we're all spiders weaving our web. We have like our home, we have our creations, and then everything that we connect to or manifest is essentially part of that web. So we're constantly weaving our webs. And so this message, she says, it kind of just starts off as if like, what are we talking about? But just give it a second. She says, I'm not saying don't see the webs that are there, the ones you keep getting caught in. She wants us to basically do that. She wants us to really look at like what webs are there. I'm not saying don't see the webs that are there, the ones you keep getting caught in, the sticky thoughts, the sticky desires. See the web that has you trapped, then create the one that sets you free. By God's design, it is done. So, this kind of touches on essentially what she was saying about being the builders. Okay. She's not saying don't look at the web that isn't working, look at it and see what's keeping you stuck. That's the first step to getting unstuck is to notice where you are stuck. She calls it sticky thoughts, sticky desires. Sticky desires would be like desires that are not healthy for you, right? Not healthy for the greater good of all. They are maybe like coming from conditioned responses that may or may not be like in our highest good and interest to pursue, so to speak, like greed, for example, or power for power's sake, things like that, or lust for lust's sake. So that's kind of what she was saying. Like, be aware of the sticky desires and thoughts that have you trapped. See the web that has you trapped, then create the one that sets you free. By God's design, it is done, meaning it's already there. God designed us to be free. He gave us the divine architecture and Mother Earth and nature that already has this written in its code. So it's there and available to us, but we have to choose it and we have to be conscious of how we're actively co-creating that web of either self-destruction or limitation or freedom and unity and equality and peace and harmony for all. So that message essentially is what is represented by the song The Policy of Truth, where it speaks to the web of truth we're all living inside of. You can try to bend it, hide from it, or rewrite it, but every choice still gets woven into your reality. So, thank you, Spider Goddess, for stepping forward today. If this message resonated, I'd love to hear in the comments what part of your web you are becoming more aware of and working on right now. And I'd also love for you to subscribe to my channel because I will be sharing more channeled messages like this soon. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.